Hey guys, Jason. And today I want to talk about foundations. And not foundations you build your house on, but in a sort. I'm going to talk about cryptocurrency foundations. And I know the first thing that comes to mind is the Bitcoin Foundation. And I get so many questions. People ask me, well, Jason, what's all the hype going on with the Bitcoin Foundation? There's so much information. Can you do a video on it? I try to stay very neutral in videos, and sometimes stuff like the foundation I've talked about before, but it can get kind of iffy. What I want to talk about today is why foundations are so important and why them working together and working with the coin development and the buyers and users of that coin is so three so's important. So one of the main things the Bitcoin Foundation does is they represent Bitcoin. They've sent people to, when the U.S. Congress was doing interviews about Bitcoin, they were doing a subcommittee on it, they sent someone to represent Bitcoin. If there's news articles or news archives that are coming out, it gives somebody a point of reference to talk to. They can help fund the development of coins or of the coin that they're representing. They can help get people to start selling or buying coins of that nature. They can talk to investors, get more platform development for that coin. There's a lot a foundation can do, and the problem is I see a lack of foundations in the cryptocurrency world, and it bothers me. I want to reference the Bitcoin Foundation. There's a lot of trouble going on with it. A lot of people argue. There was a post someone just paid $100,000 on the Bitcoin Talk on the web, bitcointalk.org, the main form of Bitcoin, about some guy just paid $100,000 to be on the Bitcoin Foundation board, which I thought is crazy, but that's still pretty awesome that he's willing to spend that kind of money. But foundations are so important, and people don't use them. For instance, I tried to do some research last night for like 20 minutes trying to out about the Litecoin Foundation, and I couldn't find anything. They don't have a Twitter. Doesn't look like they have a website. They have the litecoin.org, where you can download the client and everything, but there's no group of people working together. I know there's a guy named Colby. I hope I'm saying that right, Colby, and he's the main developer of Litecoin. But I don't see if there's a PR page I can go to and read about the latest news or updates of Litecoin. I can see change logs for the a change log is the things that have changed for the client, but I don't see a area where you can get all the news about Litecoin or development news or project news, and I think that's kind of lacking. And I see this with a lot of coins. I want to reference, and I did 4 or 5 videos about this 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, somewhere around there, about a thing called Corkcoin. And one of the things that Corkcoin did is they didn't really have a foundation, but they had a guy that I talked to, and it's argued whether Corkcoin was pumped and dumped. A lot of people say it is now, looking retrospectively at it. But they were looking and saying this one guy kind of represented was the face of Corkcoin, even though the developers weren't really liking this guy, right? So let's reference again, there's so many coins that happen with this, right? You have the developers who are honest, or sometimes they're not. Trust me, sometimes the developers of these coins aren't good. But the developer, and I know I've referenced it a lot, but PureCoin or PrimeCoin, the guy that develops those, he only cares about development. He doesn't care about PR. He doesn't care about, he literally just cares about developing the coins, making them better. Well, with the foundation, you can have someone, or just, a group of people that work on getting PR out there, helping people find out about the coin, the advantages of it. If there's a bug or a zero-day exploit, let that be known, and so that you can pay developers or rush development of that thing. A lot of times foundations help pay to have development of coin or the coin done. So if for instance, if you're script mining coin and there's an update to Litecoin comes out and you need to get that updated, you need to get your coin that's kind of a clone of Litecoin updated, your foundation can help pay to have that updated. And people usually that own the coin donate to the foundation. Again, it's more of a PR, but it's also more of they can go out and reach to, for instance, Newegg. Newegg added Bitcoin. What if there was a Litecoin Foundation, they would start talking to Newegg and say, hey, look, we got these advantages, you make this much extra money, could you possibly consider adding Litecoin? But instead, you just have kind of mob mentality asking for it. You don't have a centralized source, which I know people are against centralization with Bitcoin, but sometimes it's necessary in the conventional world, and it is. For instance, I'm on, and full disclaimer, but I'm on the board for Forum Coin, and one of my jobs is to help with PR, help find out, get money for development to help push our coin. I keep in contact with Metacoin and with the developer. I try to keep all this information going, so if people have questions, if there's questions or concerns coming out about Forum Coin, I kind of have a knowledge base of that. And there's other people that we can talk to if there's questions or question more pertaining to where is the coin headed. And it blows me away that coins like Litecoin that have such a huge market cap don't have this unison or collective body of discussion. And that worries me. So the whole point of this video is just to talk about foundations, talk about why I think they're important, and ask the community kind of in an open source question or open way, why don't we have more foundations? So if you're a developer of a coin, if you're interested or you're invested in a coin, ask the people, the developers, and start maybe your own foundation. We really have to get PR good for cryptocurrencies. Right now, cryptocurrencies are kind of lacking the PR field. A lot of times when I ask people in college if they know about Bitcoin, they say, "Oh, you mean the drug money?" And I shrivel up inside when people say that, because Bitcoin is not drug money. It was used for drug money, but Bitcoin is so much more. Cryptocurrencies are so much more, and foundations, just like the board of members of a big company, they have a PR department, right? Like Apple, they have a board that owns stock, and then they also have a PR department for their board. Why don't Bitcoin with a Bitcoin Foundation start and implement this? But why doesn't Litecoin or Peercoin or some of these bigger market cap coins have this? And so it's an open question for you guys. It's interesting, it really is. So have a great day. Thanks for watching. I hope I brought forth a question that kind of makes you think for the day.